This video on apparently how Call of Duty is rigged. Let's find out.
Call of Duty somehow never fails to out itself. If you're really paying close attention to how they handle themselves under scrutiny, you can easily see that we've nearly got them cornered now. But the story just keeps getting better. Just recently, it's been discovered that if you get in contact with Activision support, you can get sent all the data about you that they track. And some of these things are going to surprise you. The main thing I'll point out is that Call of Duty's matchmaking is far from skill-based and is rather engagement-based. But more than that, its sole purpose is to make sure that some way, somehow, every player in the lobby is somehow more inclined to purchase microtransactions than they were when they first loaded in. So how do they go about doing that? Well, if you're actually interested...
I can tell right now, chat. I've never bought a single thing in Call of Duty ever. I never will. I don't care. No matter if they make it as flashy as possible, I just don't care.
In the truth, go check out this patent right here, which is called System and Method for Driving Microtransactions in Multiplayer Video Games, which Activision first tried to patent in 2015, then followed through with the patenting process and got it fully published in late 2017. Within this patent, it details how skins and other cosmetics are advertised through the game's matchmaking, and utilizing other methods to make players want to buy more skins. Two great examples are found in the summary and in the middle of the patent, where a good player with skins is matched against a worse player without them, and the idea is that the good player with skins will beat the other one and make them think that they'll be good if they drop some money in the store. Or another great example is putting an expert sniper against someone who is learning how to snipe, so that rookie sniper will want to purchase whatever sniper skin the good sniper is using. By the way, these aren't my ideas. These are directly referenced in the patent. So they detail matching players where the result is artificially tilted towards the player with skins so that they can convince other players to buy said skins.
Wow.
But now, anyone that does their research, and quite frankly there are very few of us that actually do, will bring this up. The fact that in a matchmaking blog post, Activision seemingly denied that spending money on the game will affect your matchmaking in any way. Let's take a look. Question: does spending money on Call of Duty content such as bundles, Battle Pass, or Black Cell change how players are matched? Answer: money spent does not in any way, shape, or form factor into matchmaking. Now, if you didn't catch it, this is an extremely clever way to phrase this question, but once I identify why this is totally an attempt to gaslight us into thinking something that isn't true, your mind will be blown. However, let's take a peek at some of the data that Activision sends you. I'm pulling this information from Exclusive Ace's video and Nero Cinema's video. I'll link both in the description. However, instead of the game just tracking your kill-death ratio or your wins and losses, it tracks a ton of stats that it factors into your hidden skill rating, including score, hits, longest streak, deaths, shots, assists, kills, headshots, and suicides. It also tracks more specific things like executions, damage done, damage taken, and my personal favorite, the percentage of time you spend moving in a match. This being said though, there's also something that Call of Duty tracks every single match, and that is what skins you are using. And this isn't some conspiracy. This is straight from Exclusive Ace's video. The game literally tracks what skins you are wearing every single match. Not to mention it tracks what finishing moves you are using as well. Now this raises some obvious concerns. Namely, why on earth is the game tracking your skin usage? Why the finishing moves? Well, let's get the obvious things out of the way first. Skins and finishing moves are directly related to the in-game store, where Activision makes all of their money outside of the initial purchase of the game. Why should skin usage be tracked on a player-by-player basis? And you might say, well, they're just doing this to see which skins are the most popular, and then they can make skins similar to them so that they can sell more, or they can put that skin on sale to incentivize more people to purchase it.
Well, that would make sense, but let's jump again. It doesn't even make sense why they track it.
Back to this question. Does spending money on Call of Duty content such as bundles, Battle Pass, or Black Cell change how players are matched? Answer: money spent does not in any way, shape, or form factor into matchmaking. Did you catch how they're dodging the actual problem here?
Does spending money on Call of Duty content such as bundles, Battle Pass, or Black Cell change how players are matched? Does spending money on Call of Duty content change how players are matched? Money spent does not in any way, shape, or form factor into matchmaking.
Our concern is matchmaking that is based on the skins that we wear currently, with the purpose of tilting matches towards players who possess certain skins to advertise those skins. Now, I'm about to blow your mind with some pretty underground information that has not been presented in the mainstream yet, so brace yourself. Just let me make this point first. Do they track your skins, or do they track the amount of money you've spent? Last time I checked, this column has the name of the operator skin, not any amount of money that you've spent on the game. So my point is, someone who has spent $50 in the game and someone who has spent $100 in the game are measured no differently in the matchmaking based on the monetary value of their spending. So, spending more money on the game does not give you any in-game advantages. However, they never actually deny that using certain skins or weapon blueprints will affect your matchmaking at all. They simply used spending money as a scapegoat. Since they know that we're suspicious of the matchmaking boosting people that use skins, but they never directly address the issue and only ever talk about money spent specifically, it is entirely reasonable to suspect that they're gaslighting us and dodging the accusation. It's not pay to win, it's where to win. If someone buys the brand new skin in the store, but it's the only purchase they've ever made in the game, it still can affect their matchmaking because it's brand new and they want to advertise it. Someone who has spent $1,000 in the game and also buys the skin reaps the same benefits of another player who also has the skin they want to advertise. Either way, I said I'd blow your mind, so here it is. 8 years ago, somebody dove directly into the files of Modern Warfare Remastered and found that there are different matchmaking buckets, or what we now call brackets, within the game. Skill buckets, party buckets, probably for players that are teamed up and not playing solo, a high skill bucket, an assigned bucket, whatever that means. And look at this one right here, advert bucket, an advertising matchmaking bracket from 2016. A year after they patented this software right here. Very interesting choice. And they're tracking what skins you use every game for whatever reason, and they dodged the accusations using clever wording in their blog post. Do you see how the evidence completely stacks up to completely and utterly supporting the idea that matchmaking is rigged based on skin usage, and the evidence suggesting otherwise is profoundly lacking? The only thing they could mean by an advertising bucket is that they have a group of players that they add to this matchmaking bracket if they want them to be advertised to, or if they want them to do the advertising. I don't know what exactly dictates who actually gets put in this bracket, but I'd be willing to guess that once the player is engaged enough, quote unquote, they will toss them into a bracket that is meant to advertise skins for them. Also, if a player is using a skin that they want to advertise, I'd be willing to bet they're pulled into that bracket as well in order to be the advertiser, and then the matchmaking will tilt it artificially in favor of the players who are doing the advertising. However it works, this bucket existed back in 2016, and it probably exists in a more developed state now in 2025. This matchmaking bracket being present makes perfect sense when you realize that Activision never actually answered the question regarding buying skins being involved with your matchmaking, as well as making scarily perfect sense when you realize that the game for some reason tracks what skin you're wearing for every single match. This pattern is real, it's in use, and the game is manipulated and tampered with to advertise microtransactions. This image is also real, and all credit goes to Branch Off Bush, a smaller creator who has done a lot of digging into the subject of manipulative mechanics and rigged matchmaking. Subscribe to him and check him out, as he possesses a wealth of knowledge. But that'll do it. How's that for evidence added to the table? I'm Prime Pete. Stay safe out there. Take it easy.
That's crazy. That is crazy. I've never bought a skin, a battle pass, anything in Call of Duty. I never have, and I never will. I've gotten things bought for me, but I have not bought anything. That's nuts. That's just crazy, man. The lengths game people go to, you know, but that's crazy.